Hey, Troy, got a question.
All right, what you got today?
Have you ever been accused of disorderly conduct?
I am glad to say I have not. I mean, well, wait a minute. If I go back to first grade, I think, yes, my teacher would have said that about me.
In school, I would have, but now I got to say, I charged a lot of people when I was a law enforcement officer with the charge disorderly conduct.
For real?
Yeah,
Wow.
it was a great law because it's just the failure to comply with a lawful command given by a law enforcement officer.
Okay.
And so we signed that charge. Anyway, I ask you that because the question today, does Matthew 18:15 through 17 give instructions on how to handle a disorderly brother or sister? And
It depends on what you mean by disorderly. I mean,
I gave you
your terms.
I
there
gave you a
little bit.
definition by law what disorderly
Yeah.
conduct in the state of Mississippi is, but this is a little challenging because we don't know exactly what they mean by disorderly.
Exactly. Clearly, if you're violating, for example, 1 Corinthians 14:40, that we are to do all things in order, there's one, or, Proverbs 6:16 through 19, that's clearly creating dissension. Yeah, you got a problem that needs to be taken care of. But I believe there's even other verses that you would go to for that.
Yeah, I mean, if you're talking about disorderly in the sense that they're in sin, Galatians 6, verse 1, if a brother be overtaken in a fault, you which are spiritual, restore such a one in the spirit of meekness, considering thyself, lest thou also be tempted. So, does Matthew 18 give instructions on how to handle a disorderly? The principles there would apply if those situations that we just mentioned are what you're calling disorderly.
Right.
Now, if you're talking about just being offended, because what does Matthew 18 deal with?
It talks about sin. It's dealing with somebody sinning against you. Whenever you look at it, I mean, that's the very thing he says. If a brother sins against you, you still got to go to the person. I mean, you still need to, this one-on-one conversation needs to take place.
Yeah, and I think the specific part of this verse that's important is if he sins against thee, or, New King James Version, you, all right? If he sins against you, and there's a problem between you and him, then you go to him. Galatians 6 would be more, hey, it might not involve you personally, but you still have to do what? Go to him. And you and I have talked about this before. Matthew 18 is all about trying to restore a relationship.
That's right.
And anytime a brother is disorderly, in whatever definition you give, maybe it's between you and that brother, or maybe it's because it's disorderly because of them and their relationship with God, we as Christians have a responsibility to go to them. So does this apply? I would say yes.
Amen.